This application is about GPA calculation. So the program will ask the user to input the number 1 or number 2. The number 1 is about the GPA calculation, and the number 2 is about easy the system. So when I want to calculate the GPA or grade point average, I just choose the number 1, and the program will ask me that how many courses. So for example, I put 4 courses, and then the program will ask me in the grade letter for the course number 1 or the first course. For example, I get for A like this, and in the credit hour 3.5 hour. The course number 2, for example, B, and the credit hour I put 2.5 hour, and the third course I get for B plus, and the credit hours, for example, 4 hour. The 4 course, the grade letter, for example, I get for C plus, and the credit hour, for example, 6 hour. So the program will calculate that your GPA is 3.13 like this. So after I complete for the GPA calculation, I want to easy the system. I just put the number 2. Then the program will ask me that, do you want to easy the system? For example, I don't want to, I just put no. And we go back to calculate about GPA calculation. But I put the number 2 again, and I say yes. So the program will easy the system. In this script, I'll show you how to create the GPA calculation app. In here, GPA is mean grade point average, which they will use in the college and university. So to do that, first we will declare the variable that we will use in the program. So in here I will write GPA. G is mean grade, and P is mean point, and A is from average. So I will write calculation app. Like this. So below the GPA calculation app, I will write the variable that we use in the program. So in the program, we use the cost count. We use this one. Why? This one we use to count the number of courses, right? So before you calculate the GPA, one student must have many subjects or many courses, right? So we will count that how many courses do you have. So this means that to count the number of student course right here. And the next, let's use this one grade. This one we use to get value of letter grade. To get value of letter grade from user, This means that the user will input the letter, which will be A, B, C, right? Or A plus B plus something like that. And next we use the credit, right? Credit. For the credit, we use to get value of credit, right? So this means that every subject or every course, it will have the credit. So to get the value of credit, to get the value of credits for each course, right? Each course like this. And next we use for the grade point. For the grade point, we will to use to get the value of points for each student, right? So it's to get the value of point for each course. And the next will be after that we have to use the total points. Total point. For the total point, it means that we will summarize all the points from all of the course, right? So it means that to summarize the total points, the total points for all courses, and they be used for total credit. Total credit. The total credit is mean that we to summarize the total credits for all courses, right? To summarize the total credit for all courses, and the next we will use for the GPA, right? GPA is mean that grade point average. So we use this one to get value of GPA points, right? To get value of GPA point and for the GPA point, we will get the value that from the calculation between total points and credit points. So the next we'll use the option. Why we use option? Option for we show the menu, right? We separate the menu. So this means that the user you have to choose the menu to operate the program. So here is mean option to choose the kind of operation like this. And the last one we use for our easy system. So when the user finish the operation or the GPA calculation, they will exit the system. So in that case, we use the variable exit, right, to stop the program. This means exit the system when user finish operation. So this about the program, the variable that we use in our program. So now we will declare, right? So now we declare it. So to do that, we will have the double, right? The data type for double. And for double, we have the credits like this. And then we have for grade point. And then GPA, and then we have our total point, and this one we give the initial value for 0, and the next will be total credit. This variable also give the value for 0. And the next, then we will have for integer data type. In here we have cost count, right? Cost count, and then we have for option and exit the system. This one we get the initial value for 1. This, and the next we will have the string for grade, right? This one grade will be later, so we use the string. After that, we will start to develop the detail of the program. So in here, our app will start from here, right? So we say app start, right? Start. And for the app start, we use the while loop. So here inside we write true like this, and we will write the detail of the program inside the while loop. So in here I will write n app start ms start like this. So inside, for the inside, we will write about the message to show to the user that what user will do. So inside that, I will tell the user that what is about this program and what user will do. So I will write console, write this one, And in here I will write that is write GPA calculation application. This one, so just copy this one. This, and after that you show to the user that this program is about GPA calculation app. And after that we say the user to enter the number. So console.write, please enter the following number. Please enter the following number, like this, and console.write. In here we have number 1, right? You say number 1, we say GPA calculation. That means if you put the number 1, that means you want to calculate the GPA. And the next, for the number 2, we just ease it, right? So when the user finish the GPA calculation, the user can exit the program by put the number 2. Then the program will stop. So after you ask the user to put the number, you have to use a variable to get the value. So in here we will use the option, right? So it's OPT, this one. So this one we use to get the values, convert to int 32 and console.read line. Use the function to read the data. So after you get the value, you need to know that number 1 or number 2. So to do that, we use the switch. So the next we will do that the kind of menu to make operation. The kind of menu to make operation for user, right? So in here I will write for switch. So I OPT, this one in here. So inside the switch, we will write the case 1 and case 2, right? So we have case 1. So after the case, we have to break, right? Break the system. And for the case number 1, we will do about calculate GPA, right? So say calculate GPA. And after that we have the case number 2. This one break. And the last one we have about the default. This one also break like this. And for the number 2, we talk about exit the system, right? So in here I will write easy system. Easy the system when user finish operation and the and for the default we will tell the user to input, right? Tell user to input the number one or two only, like this. This means that when the user put the number 3 or other number that is not 1 and 2, in the case like that, the program will ask the user to input again, which will be the number 1 or number 2 only. So now we complete about the switch, and in here I can write and this one, and about the switch with about the kind of menu to make operation, right? So this one I will copy this and I will write in here like this. So the next we are going to create the detail for the case number 1 and case number 2 and the default finally. So now we are going to create about case number 1. So the case number 1, the first we will ask the user to input the course, right, to calculate the GPA or grade point average. This means that the student has many courses, right, and we need the point for each course to calculate the GPA. So we have to ask the user in here. So we say how many courses, right? How many courses? That is question mark, and need the user to input here, but we don't need to enter the new line, so we just use write only like this. So after that we use the variable to get that value. So in here we use the value for course count, this one, to get the value, and in here we will use in dot pass, this one, and inside here we use console dot read line, this one, like this. And after that, after we get the cost count or the number of the cost, so we will ask the user to put the points and the credit for each cost. So in here I will write summarize total points and total credits. Summarize total point and total credit, this. So here I will use the for loop. So I have in I equal 1, and then I must less than or equal the cost count, and I plus this one, and inside here we will ask the user to enter the grade, enter letter grade such A, right, B, C plus, like this. So to do that, so when the user input the letter, so we have the condition that we have the A, B, C until F only. So the other letter that is not in that rank will be the program will be ask the user to input again. So in that case we need to repeat, right? So when we need to repeat, I will use the while loop to ask the user. By the case that the letter is in the rank, the program will go to the next step only. So here we use while to do that. While loop, and here true, this one, and here I can write n and this one, just copy this one to be in here, like this. So inside here I will write the statement to ask the user. So I say console to write and in here we have the Torah this, and I will say enter letter grade for course, enter letter grade for course, and I say this one, I like this, and then we use this one. So that is okay. So when we ask the user to enter the letter, we have to use the variable to get a value. So in this case we use the grade, right, this grade. Console read write, right, console dot read line, and when we read we need the upper, we say to upper, we need the capital letter only. This means that when the user input even the letter that is not capital letter, the program will automatically change that to be the capital letter. So this, so when the user input the grade, the letter grade, we have to check, right? So in here I will write check the letter grade to be, check the letter grade to be as defined so in here we will use the if statement to check. So if we have a grade, that is this one, grade equal A, like this. So we break. This means that if there are the grade that first input is matched in the case we declare, right, A until F only, that means the program will exceed the while loop. That means will not ask the user to input again. Else, if grade this one will be B plus, also be break, like this. So in here I just copy this one, because we have to check many. For example, after the B we have B only, and after that we have B minus, and then we have C plus, and we have only C, and then we have C minus, then we have D plus, and we have D only, and the last one we have for F, like this. And it means that we check if in the rank from A to F, that means the program will exceed the while loop. So otherwise it means it's not in that case. You ask the user to input again. So in the case I will say dot write in here, and I say try again. So in here I will say please enter the following letter only. Please enter the following letter only, like this. So in here I will write console to write this one, have A, right, B plus B and B minus C plus C and C minus. The next are D plus and D only, and the last one will be F, like this. So now we show the user that put these letters only. So this one in here VN, right? VN for this one, check. And this one. So after that, here. So the next we are going to enter the cost credits hour. The cost credits hour. Just about follow. It's a enter cost. Credit hour. In here we will use the while loop. True. I just write n here. This means n the enter cost credit. So to enter the cost credit, we just ask the user to input console.write. So in here I just write enter credit hours. Credit hour for this course. That is, and we don't need to enter a new line, so I delete this one. After that, we need to use the variable, right, to get the value. Say credit, right, this one, double dot, and this one change in here to be console dot read line. Use this function to get the value of the credit. So after that, the credits must be greater than 0, right? So we have to check. So in here I will write check the credit hours to be check the credit hour to be more than 0. That is, so we use the if statement, right? Statement credit, this one must greater than 0. So in the case that the credit is greater than 0, that means that is the correct one. So we need to exceed the while loop, so use break statement, this one. And the otherwise, that means it's not greater than 0, so we ask the user to put input again. So we do else like this. So in the case like this, I will say console.write, and I say try again. And then I will tell the user that what to do. Please enter number more than 0, right? Please enter the number more than 0, like this. So this we end about this one. Check credit, this one. And this one. So now we complete for the entering credit point and the letter grade, right? So the next what we are going to do is about get points for letter grade. So I will write enter course credit. So the next we are going to talk about get points for letter grade. Get point for letter grade, like this. So to do that, we will use the variable, right? Grade point. Use this one, grade point. And in here we will create a method to do this function. So I say this method get grade point, for example, get grade point, and inside we have to use this one, the grade, this one. This means that after they enter the grade, right, the letter grade, that we don't know the point for that letter grade, so we have to define in our system that, for example, that A match with the point for number 4, like this. So in this section we will talk about get points for the letter grade, and we use the method get grade point to do that, right? So that means we have to create about that. So now we are going to do that, and to create the method grade point. We are going to outside in here. Go outside for the main program. The main program. And for this one, we use the static double and get grade point like this, and inside in here will be string, right? This one I will say grade like this one. So inside here we use the switch to separate that. That means the method get grade point will receive the letter grade from the main method. So we use, for example, that ABC, right? And we use that letter to compare that match which one in our system. So our system, I use switch, and we say grade to this one, and we use in here, and we say case like this. For example, in here we use A like this, right? A will return if it match the A letter, we return 4.0 like this. And we will have another case. Just copy this one and we paste in here. For example, the next we have B plus, right? And B plus we use for example 3.7, and if B only we use for B only use for 3.0, and we have B and B minus, right? B minus. For the B minus we use 2.7, and the next we will have for the C, right? C plus. For the C plus we use for 2.3, and the next view. Next we have for C only. For the C only we use 2.0, for example, and the C minus. The C minus we use for 1.7, and the next will be D, right? D. For the D, D plus first. For D plus 1.3, and we will have another 4. D minus, D only, right? D only is about 1.0. like this. And the last one will be F, right? For the F, number will be 0, right? But in the case for the F number, we just use for the to be the, we delete this one, we use to be the default. So say default, that is default, default like this. And for the default, we just return 4, zero. And in this case, we mark as to be F, right? So we letter grade is about F, like this. So this is about the get grade point. So after we get the letter grade, we compare with our system, and after that we will use that our system to check that match which one, and we will return that value for the point. So after here, we have to go back to our main method. So let's go back to our main method, and let's see for the you see that this one, right? You see that the method get grade point, now it has no error. Okay, so after we get the grade point, we are going to calculate the total points and total credits. So we go inside in here, calculate total point. So we use the variable total point, this one, and this one. This will be grade point, right? Grade point, this one, multiply the credit, right? The credit, like this. And the next we calculate our total credit. So calculate total credit. So to that we use the value total credits, this one, this one, and credit, like this. So now we finish for calculate the total point and total credit. Then the next we are going to do is about to calculate the GPA, right? So this is about for loop. So for the for loop, we use for summarize total points and total credit, right? So I just copy this one. Just copy this one to know that what happened. N. This one, like this. And summarize total points and total credits. So after and this, we just calculate the GPA, right? So to calculate GPA, we go in here and calculate. So calculate GPA. So we use GPA, this one equal total point, right? Total point divide total credit. Total credit. This one. So after that, we just show the value to the console. So we use console dot write this one, and store enter, and so that your GPA is like this. Your and GPA is this one, GPA, and in here we just 2 point and F2, like this one. And after that, in here, for example, I just want to enter a new line. I use this one and just save the program. So now this means the case number 1 is complete, right? We complete for the case number 1. So the case number 2, we talk about exit the system when the user finish operation. So to do that, we go to the case number 2. So we have to ask to confirm that the user want to exit the system. So console dot write in here, and we write in here that do you want to exit the system? Do you want to exit the system? We ask the user to confirm message. So after that, we ask the user that console.write, and in here we say yes or no only. So we don't use this one because we don't need to enter the new line. And after that, we have to use a value to get the value from the user, and in this case it will be the letter, so we use the string, and I say yes or no, this one, to console dot read line, this one. And after that, we have to separate that value that it will be yes or no. So I use the if statement. This one. If yes, we will get out, right? If we will get out the system, so that means we have to use this value, and we change this value to be 0 when we want to enter. But in that case, we have to create the break outside in here, right? So this one is what the switch. So outside the switch, we have to create in here EC the system when user finish operation, and we use if this variable is this equal 0, right? So in that case, I just use the break to see the value. Use the break, so just this one. So this means that when it get out of the while switch, if you go to for the if statement and check this value to be 0 or 1, if it change to be 0, that means we exceed the app, which means that we exceed the while loop here. So for the number 2, case number 2, you complete like this, and the next we're going to do about the default. The default case is mean that we just want to know that the user put number 1 or number 2 or other number. In the case that is not number 1 or number 2, we have to ask the user to put the correct number, which will be number 1 or 2 only, right? So we have to repeat about that. So in this one, I will write console.write, and when it, yes, it say try again, and the next message console.write, I just say please enter number 1 or 2 only, like this. And after that, I just need to enter a new line, so I use this one. Okay, so now it seems that our program is complete. So let's check that any error or not. Seem no error, but okay, now let's run our program. Just Control F5 on the keyboard. So now you see that the program will display the result I will see in here. So let's try to do something. For example, I put the number 1 and enter. So the program will ask me how many costs. For example, I have the 3 costs. I just put number 3, and the program will ask me to enter the letter grade for course number 1. For example, that I choose the wrong number. For example, I put a P, go enter. So the program asks me try again, please enter the following letter only, right? It means A, B plus B, B minus C, C plus C minus D, D plus and F. So that means I have to enter. So for example, I put B like this. So the program will ask me that enter credit hours for this course. For example, I just put 3.5 hour, enter, and the program will ask me for the next course, the second course. The second course, for example, I get a C plus, and in this case, for example, I put the credits hour for 0. So the program will ask me, right? Try again, please enter the number more than 0, right? So enter credit hours for this course. I put about 4 hour, enter. And the third course, the program asks me the third course. For example, I just get for D plus, for example, and the credits hour I put for 5 hour. So enter. So the program will tell me that your GPA is 2.10, like this. So then if I want to exit the system, I just put the number 2, and the program will ask me that, do you want to exit the system, or yes or no? For example, I say no. Then I will go back for the menu to calculate GPA or exit, and then I put 2 again, and I say yes. So the program will stop like this.